G'day, Steve Morgan, Australian bass tournaments with an angler that you have seen a lot of in the last couple of years. Mark Healey, winner of the first round of the Daiwa BREAM series here at Gippsland Lakes. Mate, how good is this joint? Look at these weights. 10 fish for 13.231 kilos. That's an average of nearly 39 centimetres a fish. That's just ridiculous, isn't it?
That's crazy. There's not many places that you can go chase bream in Australia and get the size of the fish and the weight that they are. They're just, the condition of these fish is unbelievable, and mate, there's some big fish in this arena.
Now, you've been fishing this joint since before the nets came out, and man, what a difference has it made, this net-free zone in this area? It's like, I can't believe how quickly it's coming good.
Yeah, I was thinking that, it might take 5 or 10 years to really sort of see the difference in catch rates and numbers of fish. But the last 2 years, I think it's been banned for like 3 or 4 years. And the last 2 years in the ABTs, the stats speak for themselves. The numbers and the average size of the fish is really skyrocketed.
We used to have about 400 fish an event come in. Even last year, 1,100 fish. This year, 1,800 fish. And remember, people aren't even putting on their non-upgrades into the app. So we get a really good data set to hand towards Victoria Fisheries. And I'll just say thank you for the net-free zone here, because man, it is like Dad said, it's easier to catch a big bag here than Tassie nowadays.
Yeah, that's right, and it's good to see that there's like a, I guess like an upper size limit too, where they've got to let the really big ones go, which is it's good for spawning fish, and I guess there's the whole bream scene in general.
Now let's get off the bream scene in general. Let's talk about you, because you have been on one hell of a roll for the last, a year maybe? Tell us about your last 4 outings with ABT.
Last 4 ABTs, I've had 3 wins and a third in the grand final. So the last 3 qualifiers I've won back-to-back, with a third at Port Stephens last year. So it's I don't know, I'm lost for words, because like this, I never thought this would happen, and to come down to, yes, Lake Macquarie, my home waters, Hawkesbury, a local system, but to come down here, fish against a 70 field, Ghana anglers, Victorians that know this place inside out, and to catch the fish that I've caught over the last 2 days, and the weights that I've got, I'm just over the moon. I couldn't be more excited.
Do you think maybe sometimes not being a local is an advantage? Like the Victorians are driving past points and flats where they probably caught dozens of 40s over the years. We never caught 40s on there, so you don't worry about it, do you?
Well, I found, I predominantly fished one area for the last 2 days, but when I say that, like I caught 3 of my 5 fish in the creek yesterday, and I caught 2 outside, and again 2 out of my 5 fish came outside of Tom's Creek today, and they're outside of Hollands, outside of the creek, so they're in bays and points and stuff like that I've never fished before. And I just know after all that rain that those fish have got to be pushed out. There's good fish there, and I know they haven't all swum down to Meetung. It's way too far. I can barely drive that far, so I know they haven't swum there. I know that there's fish in the area. You've just got to find them and find that right water quality. And I think that was the key today, just finding that in the last couple of days, just finding that water that's not muddy brown, it's tannin stained, but there's a bit of clarity to it.
And you were basically a one-trick pony for this event. You said at the presentation there that it was all deep crankbaits. Take us through the outfits and how you got it done. There's a couple of quality outfits you got here.
Yeah, so I fished, actually there's 2 here, but I fished 3 outfits. So I fished the Zodiaces, 7 foot. That's the 270 ultralight. Also fished the next heavier model, which is the light. Just throwing these crankbaits into the snags. I was fishing 6 pound leader. I did get worked over once today and once yesterday. But I think, I'm just comfortable with that outfit. I can put, the blacks tend not to go as hard as yellow. So once you get the head up, once you feel that hook up, you just got to lean on them and keep winding, and they typically come out. So the fish that I lost, they probably just ate it on the wrong side of the snag. So whether I was fishing 8, 10, 12 pound leader, would not have mattered. Those snags up there are barnacle encrusted, and once that line goes over them with pressure, doesn't matter what you're throwing or what leader you've got, it's gone.
Tell us what you've done. That's a Jackal deep chubby, looks like a brown Suji crankbait there. It doesn't look like the original hooks though. No,
so on that particular outfit, I'm fishing the decoys, size 12. But on the heavier rod, I've stuck with the original hooks, the Jackal hooks, or upgrade to I think it's like an Owner ST36.
What sort of braid leader setup you got there? Are you saying like that 6 pound?
Yep, so that's 6 pound creaky braid, and that's 6 pound Oshia leader. This is the upgrade model. So once I got, if I was fishing nastier country, I'd go to the X Pride 6'10" medium light with the 2,500 Stella. So same line classer, 6 pound Kariki braid with 6 pound leader.
Yep. So it's a fair quiver you got there, and obviously doing the job well for you. Great to see Shimano come on board as a sponsor this year with their EnviroNet. So look, we've got new net laws coming in next year for ABT. We're going to have maximum mesh sizes to try and stop that fin splitting on the fish. But you had some interesting comments about actually using these nets and why you prefer the EnviroNet over any of the larger mesh nets.
Yeah, that's right. So like day one yesterday, I used the EnviroNet, and although it is a little bit more sluggish in the water to catch up to the fish, I use the sort of, I guess, the more traditional sort of the rubber mesh net today, and I found myself spending way too long trying to get these trebles out of the actual rubber. So the trebles were actually going through the rubber and getting all tangled up, and I was nearly cutting holes in it at one stage.
So not only is the EnviroNet good for the fish, it's actually good for the fisherman once you've got that fish on the deck, and it's all a matter of just waiting for that fish to be ready to get in the net, isn't it?
Yeah, it does test your patience, especially when you got a fish that's maybe got one hook in its mouth and you're chasing it around and stuff. But I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's about what's the best for the fish, and the EnviroNets are certainly that, and Shimano make the best EnviroNet.
Yep, no, agreed there. And look, anyone that you want to thank, because it's a decent weekend, $5,000 payday. Yeah. You've had a free Victoria trip now.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could look at it that way. So, I mean, I think I said earlier, I'd like to thank the competitors, especially the guys that knew where I was fishing, that gave me space. So, it's certainly appreciated. It's good to see that spirit and is alive and well in ABT. It's just great etiquette, and obviously ABT crew, yourself, Nicole, doing a great job. And my sponsors, so like obviously Cranker, Lowrance, Shimano, Hot Tackle, On the Chew, and Mako Eyewear. All, that helps you get here and just makes life so much easier.
Well, you are definitely making those guys proud. Instantly qualified for his home lake grand final at Lake Macquarie. So, mate, 2024 could not start much better for you.
No, happy with that.